It's back and has taken the world by storm yet again. The Regency fiction drama has somehow managed to carve a deeper place in our hearts for its theatrical shenanigans. Although now that Bridgerton has been decisively renewed for a couple more seasons, we've comfortably been left with a lot more questions than the last time the show premiered. Here are some Bridgerton Season 2 questions that the fans want answered in the show's third season. Sitting at number 7, Eloise's choice. Right off the bat, fans are most curious to see how Eloise may react now that she finally knows about Lady Whistledown's true identity. Watching Eloise transition from wanting to unveil Lady Whistledown's identity all of Season 2 to watching her start disliking the author has been a treat for the viewers. For Penelope Featherington, not so much. It was a tearful breakup indeed when Eloise found out that it was her best friend and presumed sister that had slandered her family and Eloise herself so publicly. Viewers were heartbroken to see the best friends part ways on such a sour note. But in the midst of all the drama and insults fired at each other, we never really got to find out how Eloise may react to this betrayal. Will she go public with the information and throw Penelope under the bus? And if she does, will anyone even believe her? It would be understandable, if not totally polite of her to do so, considering the amount of trouble Whistledown has indirectly put her through. Yes, we mean the Queen blackmailing her for no apparent reason. But also, it would be a much more painful viewing experience to see Eloise stay quiet about the entire ordeal and give Penelope the silent treatment. Either way, we're just going to have to wait till any news of Season 3 drops to confirm any theory. Next, will Jack Featherington return? The second season of Bridgerton introduced us to many new and intriguing characters, but perhaps none so interesting as the new Lord Featherington, Jack. From his introduction to the Ton, to his scandalously orchestrated engagement to his cousin Prudence, to the torrid affair between him and Lady Featherington, no one could accuse him of being a dull character. Introduced innocently enough, Jack soon took over the Ton as the handsome man who might elevate Featherington's status in society. Little did anyone know, he was a con artist trying to secure a fortune for himself by marrying someone rich. Unaware of this deal, Portia thwarts his plans by saddling him in an opportunistic engagement with her daughter. But as we know, the pair find common ground eventually and seek to con the entire Ton into a pyramid scheme, all while playing lovers behind Prudence's back. It's definitely weird, but that's what makes the show so interesting. By the end of the season, though, the companionship falls apart when Portia betrays him in light of Colin's revelation of the pyramid scheme. She threatens him and tells him to go back to America. But does that mean he will listen? Is this the last time we will see Jack Featherington, or will he choose to remain in the Ton and fight Portia and the rest of the Ton that are now aware of his schemes? Some fans never want to see him again, considering how problematic his character was. Sitting at number 5, what's next for Benedict? Benedict Bridgerton is the second oldest Bridgerton sibling and brother. A good portion of Season 2 was dedicated to developing his character so he could eventually take up the mantle of the protagonist in the coming season. This is partly what was done with Anthony and his storyline with Sienna Ross in Season 1. Benedict didn't get as much development in Season 1 compared to his fleshed-out arc in Season 2. For those of us who may have forgotten, Benedict found himself attending a royal art school, one he thought he got into based on his own merit. We were also shown him lounging about and very much enjoying the privileges that come with being a rich man of nobility in the Regency era. His personality was also fleshed out more this season, in the sense that he was shown being a confidant and an advisor to his older brother, often in crisis. Benedict, similar to Eloise in his thirst for wanting more out of his life than high society, was flung back into reality when it was revealed that Anthony's donation played a big part in him securing that spot in the prestigious art academy. The last we see of the young man is when he confronts Anthony about the donation and claims that he has quit art school, probably out of a misguided sense of honor. Viewers in general can't wait to see Benedict take the lead and explore his character more. He is a massive fan favorite after all. At number 4, whose story is next? Speaking of, which sibling is to take up the protagonist position next season. If you're somehow unaware, Bridgerton adopted an interesting strategy taken directly from the book series it adapts, where a particular Bridgerton sibling is the romantic lead for a particular season or book. This allows viewers to experience characters in their entirety, all while keeping the story fresh and interesting. So far, we've seen the book series adapted to the TV series in the same order as when it was published. So if we try to induce a prediction for the next season and which sibling it may focus on, the very obvious answer lends to it being Benedict. His book, titled An Offer from a Gentleman, is a Cinderella-esque story where he falls for a mysterious woman at a masquerade ball. The woman, which the book tells us is named Sophie, is also a maid. This means that she is very obviously below his station and class in society. Leave it to Benedict to be the first Bridgerton child to marry someone well below his station. Although we can't predict exactly what this next season of Bridgerton may hold, because the writers and producers on the show have a tendency to take a lot of creative liberty when it comes to adapting these novels, we can't also confirm that Benedict will be the central character next season, because the show creators have not confirmed so themselves. So we'll just have to wait and see what this new season of Bridgerton brings us. Next, Edwina might become a princess? Here's an interesting and novel question. What of Edwina? When we last see the group of characters in Bridgerton, one face is notably absent. This is highly weird considering she was a character in focus for most of the season. Edwina Sharma, sister to Kate Sharma, was last seen at the Featherington Ball talking to Queen Charlotte. Now, we know that Queen Charlotte has taken a liking to the young maiden, especially after the incident where only Edwina was able to soothe her husband, the king, during one of his fits. By the end of the last episode, the queen all but offered her nephew, Prince Frederick of Prussia, to Edwina, securing her a massively advantageous and secure marriage. The last we saw of Prince Frederick, if you remember, was in season 1 when he graciously accepts Daphne's rejection. But this slight mention has fans wondering if the conversation led anywhere. Maybe the reason for Edwina's absence at the Abbey was because she was attending to her princess duties. Some hopeful fans are also wondering if the mention means that we might see the handsome prince again. Sitting at number 2, is Penelope evil now? This is a question many viewers may have had after seeing that shot of Lady Whistledown spitefully picking her pen up and writing for the ton again. Penelope, who has been labeled a horrible friend to Eloise by said friend herself, was ready enough to grovel and apologize to earn her forgiveness, it seemed. All until she eavesdropped on Colin, saying that he would never ever dream of courting Penelope. Not that Penelope has not been subtly cast aside by Colin before, but this one, where he laughed at the mere idea of courting her, seemed to have struck a chord. All those heightened emotions probably led to her finding her way back to the quill she had sworn to discard. Now, both the heartbroken and heartbreaker, there was something so indistinguishably sinister in the way Penelope wrote as Whistledown the last time we saw her. This has fans wondering if we may see a more mature, more reckless version of the little author in the upcoming season. And at number 1, what can we expect from Colin and Penelope? Speaking of the pair, Colin and Penelope are definitely headed in the direction of chaos. Penelope has had a crush on Colin for way longer than we have seen her on screen, as is implied, but as of now, Colin sees her in a platonic light only, and often unconsciously takes her affection for granted. But there's something so wholly satisfying in wondering if the two will end up together after all. We can see that the second season set both of them up for more mature arcs for seasons to come. But if the Bridgerton book series is to be trusted, we must hold on to the hope that the two will find their way to each other sooner rather than later, if the showrunners decide to adapt the books chronologically, in fact. And that's all for this video. Do you have any questions that you want answered in the 3rd season of the show? Let us know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed watching the video, be sure to leave a like and share the video. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications by pressing the bell icon to get notified every time we post a new video. And we'll see you next time!